Greg, how you doing, man?
Good. How you doing?
Good. How's your ankle holding up after the first couple games?
It's been doing good. It's gonna. We all know it's gonna be sore after the game, stuff like that. But it feels good when I'm out there playing. So that's all I can really ask for.
Good. Yeah, you played in this UW Marquette rivalry game. You've been around a couple years. What do you tell like the new faces on the team, younger guys like Dawson or Justin, about how to play in a game of this kind of intensity?
Um, what I tell them first off is that this not like every other game. You know what I'm saying? I know we take it as like game by game, but this game means more to us, to them, our fan base. That this game gonna mean a lot, and the fact that this is game that's gonna have a lot of physicality. Like so far, we done played 3 games. I feel like this is gonna be the toughest game because it's the next one, not just because it's the next one, but who we play. And we gotta get that point across to our freshmen and our younger guys that's new to our program. That this not like every other game. This game really means more to everybody that's involved. So
Question from Brian D, ESPN Milwaukee.
Greg, I'm curious what that experience was like that you just described when you were a freshman. Because you came from out of state, you came from the state of Michigan. Who had to kind of school you up on what this rivalry means?
So for me, the person that schooled me up on it, it was 2 people. First, it was Sam when he was here. He explained to me like, cause he's from Wisconsin, and he was like, recruiting wise, how it was Wisconsin and Marquette. And he explained it to me like this is bigger than just a basketball game. This is really a rivalry within the state. So him and then Cam Murata, he was the walk-on at the time. Now he's our GA. He even talked to us before we got ready to prepare for them this upcoming game. So I feel like Cam, he just gave us a different perspective on him growing up in a Marquette household, and that being here in this little rivalry, it means everything to win that game. So I feel like those are the 2 people that helped me understand what this rivalry really meant. So now it's my job to help our guys realize the same thing.
And then quick follow-up there is there a moment from, one of the games between these two schools that you've been a part of that sticks out the most, whether it's a win, a loss, something that inspires you? What sticks out?
The biggest moment for me is definitely the Ed block on Ethan Happ at here. That was my Redshirt year, but I never forget that because honestly, I didn't think he was gonna block the shot. So for him to get that block, that changed the whole game for us. And when Ed got the and 1 under the basket, I never forget that one either. So I got 2 plays from that, and it's Ed Morrow. And then I would definitely say winning at Wisconsin was real big for me too. So
I think I remember you doing a lot of flexing on the bench after the
yeah, definitely was flexing hard on that one.
Nice. I like it.
And it was
Thanks, man.
Rousey time. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go to Ben with the Journal Sentinel again.
Yeah, I think that flexing lives on. You see people tweeting that GIF out every now and then with Rousey. Like, Greg, how I'm sure everyone on the team will admit that you guys could have played better against Oklahoma State. How much do you're playing a top 5 team? How much are you guys looking to prove that you're a different team, that this is kind of a bounce back game for you guys?
We just that's a big part of it, coming off our last game against Oklahoma State. We just want to come out and play the game the right way. That's our main focus right now. Cleaning up the areas and where we messed up with Oklahoma State, which was mainly our turnovers. We was hurting ourselves. We can't do that. We can't play against ourselves and the other team. So we got to limit our turnovers and see what we can go from there. But if we control what we can control, I feel like we'd be in a great space.
Back to Brian.
Yeah, so Wojo talked to us after the game, Greg, on Tuesday night about the turnovers in particular. What steps have you guys taken between then and now to try and rectify that?
In practice, I would say we do more. We've been going back to the fundamentals. You can't really go past the fundamentals because that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. We've just been working on our passing, popping the catch, working on ways to get open over a contest, things of that nature. Just getting back to the fundamentals, though, passing the ball to each other, stuff like that. That's gonna be, it's little stuff now, but like those little things come back to bite us like it did against Oklahoma State. So working on it now, I'd rather do it in practice instead of having to learn about it in the game.
And one more question from Ben Steele.
Yeah, I think people probably thought the offense was going to be a work in progress, with just the shortened off season, you guys missing 2 weeks, but defensively, you guys have been actually pretty good, I think. What do you see? How do you view your team defensively, especially using all the new length that you guys have this year?
We knew it was gonna be a struggle offensively, losing a generational talent like Marcus, that we was gonna have, but for us, it's gonna be, we gotta do it together. We're gonna have to score by committee. We know that. So that wasn't really new to us because we knew it. Defensively though, I would say like we know that if we can't score, we gotta stop the other team from scoring as well. So I feel like us using our length and that nature and like that's helping us get better, because if we do the defensive end correctly and we stop the other team from scoring, then we'll be able to get easy buckets for ourselves on the offensive end and transition. But using our length and rebounding the basketball has been huge for us because we got the pieces to do it. And everybody's buying into the defensive end, which is big for us because, like we said, like offense is going to be a struggle. Like it's something we can get over time. But at this moment right now, defensive rebound is the way we're going to win games.
All right. Thanks, Greg.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Hey, thanks, Greg.
All right, y'all.
Coach.
Hi.
Well, we'll open up questions with Ben Steele from the Journal Sentinel.
Hey, Coach, this has always been an intense rivalry. Do you think like the different kind of atmosphere at Fiserv for this game, usually it's played in front of, a bunch of crazy fans. Do you think that affects the intensity of this game?
Well, I sure hope not. I mean, there's no denying that our fan base during Wisconsin games gives our team a great home court and a great surge of energy. And obviously we won't have that. But regardless of who's in the stands or who's not in the stands, it's going to be incumbent on us as a group to play with high level intensity against an outstanding team.
Go to Brian D with ESPN Milwaukee.
Hey, Coach. What's up, man?
Hi.
So I'm curious. I mean, we were just talking to Greg about the rivalry as well, and he was talking about how he had to get schooled up on it coming from the state of Michigan. What was the moment for you? Obviously, you've been a part of huge rivalries throughout your basketball life, but what was the moment for you where you realized this was, kind of bigger than the game for a lot of people across the state?
Well, when you walk in the gymnasium for the first time and you feel the passion and excitement, there's a different level of energy. And like you mentioned, I've been very fortunate during my college basketball career as a player and a coach to know what that feels like. And certainly the first time we matched up against Wisconsin, it felt the exact same as it did when I was a player.
Go back to Ben Steele.
Not only is this a rivalry game, but you're playing a top 5 team now. What do you tell like the younger players like Dawson and Justin about playing in this kind of game?
Well, these are the games you come to Marquette for, to play in this type of game. And certainly because of the quality of the Badgers and their outstanding players and team, we're going to have to play our best basketball to have a chance to beat them.
We'll go to Lance Allen with WTMJ.
Hey, Steve, what makes them so good? Is it just because they have so many seniors and so much, experience? Is it because there's like different guys that can contribute every night? What have you seen so far of them?
Well, they're really well coached. They have a veteran group that has won a ton of games at the college level, and they have a number of standout players. That's a great recipe for an outstanding team, and the reason they're ranked as highly as they are.
Go back to Ben Steele.
We talked after the last game about cleaning up the turnovers. UW is always a solid defensive team. How do you get your guys to kind of play with more poise this time?
Well, we study it and we watch and we try to learn from our mistakes. And then we, in practice, try to improve upon those areas. Obviously turnovers killed us in our last game. And against Wisconsin, if you turn it over, you're going to have a really hard time beating them. And so fundamental mistakes, execution mistakes, mental lapses, all of those things, we have an opportunity to improve on, and we're going to need to against them.
Ryan D.
What else stuck out positive wise after watching the film of Oklahoma State? I know it was a lot of cleanup of the turnovers like Ben mentioned there, but what else as you kind of recap that game and look to move forward jumped out as positives for you and your team?
Well, we've been solid defensively through 3 games, and our rebounding has been good in the last 2 games especially. And that's what we focused most of our time on. So it stands to reason that we're ahead of the game in that area. If we didn't turn the ball over and give them runouts, then our defense would have looked even better, which is disappointing and encouraging at the same time, with the understanding that we're going to need to be able to clean up on the offensive end.